Ladies and gentlemen, may I please have your attention? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are now live with BB3 TV.
Every show we know. I want my BB3 TV. Nostalgia screams. We all believe in shows that had us all in tow.
This is Saturday.
Neon lights and synth-vibes grow. Prime time slots.
All right, let's turn that off. Let's do this. Monica,
What's up?
we are here. We are now. Those are my lines. Welcome to BB3 TV.
Those are some deep lines you have.
Hey, I've been doing it for 3 years. It's kind of worked, right? Maybe longer. Who knows? So it's a pleasure having you back. I'm glad that you're a part of this BB3 TV family. If you would like to introduce yourself just quickly before we get into today's topics.
The introduction is, I'm being Monica. I don't know what else you want me to say about myself. I have a YouTube channel and I'm giving out good vibes, and everyone should stop over because who doesn't need good vibes?
Absolutely. And then we'll get to that. Already got a guest in right now. Carmen, what's up? That's family right there. So today's topic is,
Hi, Carmen.
you and I briefly spoke about this. It's social media, how it affects and affected us,
Mm-hmm.
and the male and female thought process of this.
Ooh.
So the different perspectives. So let's talk about it. Let's go right in. Your thoughts on social media.
Just like everything else in life, it's what you think of it and how you use it. So I don't know if you want me to get into it now, but I spent a long time away from social media.
Yeah.
But I think it's all in who you are, what you're using it for, and how you're able to filter through it.
Well, I thought social media was the cat's meow when it first came out, because when we talk about back in the day, this was all new. We had AOL, those big ass computers at the school, like all learning Windows and Apple for the first time. And it was all cool. And, it was excitement as you get the Nintendos, the Segas and all that. So it's like, this will build now as I bring up the video games, but, electronics and technology in general was cool growing up. And when social media started, there's this Tom's rolled up in there. Yo, what's going on? We're talking about social media. You also know how to get in here if you wanted to.
I would love it.
So it was cool, like knowing, that I could find friends, and I actually found a lot of old friends that I got from like 1990. That sounded crazy, but
It's my chair.
that made me laugh. That's the little kid in me, though.
I'm happy to have made you smile.
Yeah. So I think you might have beat Tom on that one. But it was cool though with MySpace, arriving, and then the different platforms as they showed up. But you see that comment? I'll put it up. It was the chair.
It's always the chair.
I thought someone left. All right, so next time, no squeaky chair. It was a good one. But yeah, that's how it all started with me was with MySpace. So what are your thoughts when it actually first started coming out? Sorry, that's like kid syndrome, man.
And I'm very familiar with the chair because I don't know if anybody's seen it, but I just did an ASMR video. And while I was doing the ASMR video, I had to make sure that I stayed very still because this chair was very noisy for that. Anyways, go check out my ASMR video. MySpace, you are speaking to my heart. You know what I loved about MySpace is that you could put music up on your page. So when people came to it, they knew, like, they already knew about you by whatever song you chose. And I wish Facebook had something like that. But I think that I think with all good intention, it's a great thing. It's grown into this huge thing. Look at us now. This is how we're entertaining ourselves and how we're corresponding with each other. And it's definitely a way to grow a business. And there's a lot of benefits to social media, but you just have to be careful.
So the benefits are absolutely amazing. Finding old friends, keeping in touch with people that, back in the day, you only get maybe postcards or pictures in the mail. Now you can go to their page, see how they're doing, see a family.
Mm-hmm.
The Mark Joe Show, BB3 right there. T. Roy, what's happening, brother? Always good seeing you, fam. Yeah, so I think the benefits were great. There are certain things now with, you're a positive person. So the negative aspects, I mean, we're already almost 8 minutes into this video and it's already getting deep. So the negative aspects of it, I feel like with all the positive, when it all first started, I feel like Carmen was right. There wasn't scammers and everything. MySpace was actually pure at first. People are exploring, life, sharing it to the world, getting to experience something that, hey, Monica's doing. My friend if I'm in LA and Monica's in Florida somewhere, I'm getting to see, Monica at the beach, you're getting to see me in LA, things like that. But I feel like nowadays, and it only happened within the last, I don't know, that I paid attention to maybe 5 years, maybe 10, that the negative aspect comes out as far as you almost are becoming like part of people's problem. Like you're like, you need to feel involved somehow. And then opinions come up and then people start getting mad. I feel like something so great has become almost weaponized.
I'm going to disagree with you a little bit about the timing because I had told you that I've actually been off social media for over 10 years.
Yeah. Okay.
So I went off probably around 2015, 20, a little bit sooner than that probably. And I was experiencing the same things. But I was kind of letting it. You have the ability to block. You have the ability to scroll. You have the ability to unfriend. You have the ability to do all these things. So what are you doing to take control of what you're seeing? And are you the type of person that you can see something maybe a little disruptive or not that you agree with and not let it trigger you?
Well, that's the thing. I think I've become a statistic. It's a hard word for me to say. Statistic. Everybody say that together. Of being part of the negativity, because I felt like it was comfortable to put real bad thoughts out there and comment on other people's pages about my negative aspect. When really, when you think about back in the day, like with just AOL and things like that, everything was in person. There was no really talking trash or nothing. Like, yeah, you had your fights after school, things like that. But like, this has become something now that like, just not to talk politics or nothing, and we won't, but like overseas, things like that, somebody in USA is able to speak bad about somebody, over there about how they feel about how their country should be run. It's like, it just become unpure to me. And like, I've become part of the negative comments too. And I found myself wanting to get away from it.
I grew up being taught that you don't air your dirty laundry. You just don't talk about what you wouldn't want
Right.
everybody in the world to know about. And it's not just it's most beneficial to yourself.
Sure.
Because you're almost inviting people's opinion. So you want to be careful there. The other thing is it's like I said before, it's a matter of, being able to filter out those negative vibes. You're going to see them. People like to talk about things. People are posting things for a reason. They want a reaction. They want people to acknowledge what's going on in their life or their opinions or their thoughts. And so when you're putting it out there, you're opening a door. So,
well, let's talk about doors, especially, from where MySpace started, from now Facebook to what was it, Twitter, to now X, to TikTok, to all of these different things. T-Roy saying, you both have a great day. Much love. Oh, absolutely, brother. Hey, one of these days, T-Roy, listen to me with Monica here. I want to bring you on.
I would love to meet you.
Yeah, absolutely. Would love to have you on. So just personally write me and we'll just make this happen, brother. Good seeing you. Anyway, what was I saying?
You were starting to get into the different types of social media, the TikTok and.
Yeah. So, and the Twitter and all that. Yeah. So how do you see it evolve with good and bad? All of it.
How do I see it evolve?
I bring this up because of Twitter. Because
I don't have Twitter. Right. I don't have TikTok and I don't have Twitter. And I'm trying to do Instagram, but I can't. I just
Instagram's hard. Actually, I only kept my Instagram. So I deleted all my social media off my phone. I kept all my social media on the computer. It's not such access because I don't go here unless I'm doing a show, but I kept my phone. Actually, it's so funny. I'm really going back to old school. Like if you called me on the phone right now, you're going to hear my phone just ring like it's hanging over there on a corded phone. I got rid of all the songs and everything.
That's nostalgic.
Exactly. So remember that word, by the way. Remember that word. So with Twitter, I felt when I went to college out there, it was one of these things where I was just watching people tweet or twit, whatever the hell it was called, tweet, whatever. And then all day long, they're just putting their thoughts out there, talking. They're not paying attention in class. They're just doing this. And I'm just like, you're not doing any pictures. You're just talking. You're talking trash or you're talking good, whatever. What are you talking to? It's like, so now MySpace with pictures and music, getting to know the personality, like you said, you get to know that person. Death metal comes in. You also got to choose the background. So you see what they like, all this stuff. So there was so much options to really get to know a person before, getting to talk to them. You just look at the page. Facebook's a little bit different, a lot different. All of it's a lot different. But, I felt like there was something more before MySpace. Yeah, it was called talking in person. I don't know, Carmen. Let me know. But I feel like the social media is just, I think that the Twitter was actually one of the most negative things going because that just took you away from personal interaction.
Yeah, I didn't do Twitter and I was actually off social media when that started to really gain its popularity. So I know there was you had a character limit for a while. I think that ended up going away or something. But I feel like Facebook has stayed around in the strength that it has for a reason, because all of us, I think we have a lot of faith in Facebook. We feel like after this was our post MySpace place to go. And I think it's really up to the user, Dom. It's really up to how you're going to choose to use your social media. It sounds like you saw a lot of things that
making fun of my voice. Well, social media now too. Let's talk about this subject. At dinner tables, at dates, when you see families at restaurants, everybody's like this, with the personal interaction. There's another brother right there. Hey, yo, chaos on right.
Do you think it's just social media's fault, or is it just having that rectangle that you're carrying around? I feel like not everybody's always on social media. They're shopping. They're checking email. Maybe they're paying a bill. Maybe they're watching the news. Maybe there's a big game on. There's a lot of things that are happening with that rectangle that we have going on. So I don't think social media is totally to blame there. But you bring up a good point. While you're on dates, while you're around people, are you actually paying attention to the life you're living if you're watching everyone else live their life on whatever social media? And what about the etiquette if you're on a date? How do you feel about the person you're with hanging out with their phone more than they're hanging out with you?
Well, you make a great point there as well, too. The male and female perspective as well, too, as we get along. Mm-hmm. So if, maybe you're taking a lot of pictures, maybe the date sucks, right? May suck. But in your pictures that you're going to put on social media, looks like you had a great time. You dressed nice, all this. And, the real feelings on that date were all put into, the process of getting it out there so everybody could see, rather than what's in front of you, what you need to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they say, I think the statistic the last time I saw is about 80% of what you see on social media is not really what encompasses that person's experience. So it's interesting to see. And of course, you're only going to post what you want people to see. You're not going to post the big blow. Well, some people are posting the big blowout that they're having in the bedroom, but it's like,
I feel like and I asked for it. That's what I mean.
What brought you to where you thought that was a good decision out of curiosity? You brought it up. You owned it. You owned it. And that's good.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up, because it's like social media, it became too easy to put it out there and get everybody's opinions. It became too easy to be frustrated instead of fixing the problem. Now I'm going to bring everybody else into my bullshit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And what do you think the benefit was that in your mind? What's the benefit there?
Anxiety attack, an anxiety attack over anxiety attack, and then taking things down and then losing friends, things like that. So that's
not beneficial.
That's what I mean. And I think
that's like self-sabotage and not recognizing that when you're in an emotional state, maybe you should take a few deep breaths and count to 10 and hold up a little bit.
But I also think I'm not the only one that does that.
Oh no. And they get a lot of views though. People are so intrigued by somebody else having a horrible experience.
And that's the thing. That's exactly one of my points there. The negativity is feeding more than positivity. Where MySpace was positive back in the day, I feel like it's all just this ball of yarn just rolling up of just negative. There's nobody really has anything good to say anymore. When I go on date nights, I know. Well, yeah, you're positive. That's your show. Like when I go on date nights, my phone stays in my pocket. I don't even take pictures anymore. Not even for memories in my for my own self. It's here because I remember back in the day, I used to have to do that clicky thing, roll it, click it.
The Kodak disposable cameras.
That the Polaroid.
Oh yeah.
So instant pictures, I think I miss back in the day. As far as the easiness to it all.
I appreciate that you like to experience the experience while you're having it. You're not so busy on your phone that later on you're wishing you're back there because you really didn't take in what you were experiencing.
Yeah, and I feel that it takes away from your actual mental, it makes you stupid in a way. Because I could go to my phone and look at memories, but my fondest memories are in my head and I could see them vividly with my best friends from back in 95 with my grandma and all that. You know what I mean? I don't have none of that on my phone. I could just sit and think and I see more pictures than this iPhone has ever done. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm jealous because I already told you I have a horrible memory. That's what I'm saying. Nowadays, and now we're going to bring up the video games.
Polarized cameras, yeah, that was it. So the video games now you can actually interact with the video gaming system, right? Back in the day, we used to sit together, you know, whatever we used to do. You get pissed off at a disc, you throw it or whatever, you know, think that's just being funny. But I mean, we used to play together and then go outside, like Carmen said. Nowadays, like socially, you could play everybody all over the world, you know, trash talk everybody, you know. I feel so this is going to be my cold heart feeling. I feel like, you know, with all the violence in the world too, like it's becoming easier with such games as like Call of Duty, everybody's playing, and like with all this gunplay and all that, like, oh, I got you, like in kids' minds playing adults and they're just talking trash to each other and shooting each other and all that. Like, I don't think that like there's this thought process in their head that in real life there is no respawn. And it's easy. Like I feel like they're living within that social game, you know what I mean? And like they bring it to real life, and I don't think they could decipher right from wrong. And I think that the parents aren't teaching like they used to.
That's what I was going to say, is that I think it goes a little bit deeper than just the video games. And this is going to be just a matter of opinion, and everyone has opinion on this. But I think it really has to do with more than just playing the video game that comes in. There's more involved there. What's the maturity level of the individual playing it? What's the emotional level of the person playing it? And I mean, that goes into all sorts of things like your anger and that kind of stuff, how you react to things.
I know if a kid was cursing me out like an 8-year-old kid on a video game, I think I'd be pretty mad, right? So that's why I don't play video games either. There's nothing been the same since back in the day, and everyone said, Dom, you game. Actually, no, I like to go outside, drink beer, and plant things or do shows like this. This is where I spend my time. But I would love to video game again. I bought an old school PlayStation just to play South Park. But
Dom, video games can be very therapeutic, and they can be something that if you had a rough day or a rough week and you hop on there, it can help you. It's just like social media. It's how you're going into it and what kind of person are you, and are you able to filter out, you know, what really happens versus what is happening on the screen.
I think that's why I like games like old school games. They were chill, like South Park. I guess you peed on these snowballs and threw them at turkeys. Like, it was cool. You know what I mean?
We can do that in real life if you want.
Yeah, I know. Like, well, not here.
Well, you're so against the social media, so let's just take a trip and do it.
Well, I actually think
we won't even take pictures, so nobody will even know.
I believe. See, now you said it. See, there's the human interaction again. That's what needs to happen more. People need to get together in person. This is where social media is like, to me, like MySpace. It's like, yeah, I miss you. I'm across the United States. Yeah, I want to see, you know. But I feel like, you know, that's the thought process of like, yeah, I want to get back out there to come visit so I could do those pictures with you. We could post it and have like memories. Now it's like I see some friends post. I'm like, I don't even want to see. I don't even know if I could be your friend. You know, I mean that though. Like I see certain things and like that don't go with my views, things like that, and they're posting. And I'm like, all right, so you just triggered me. Now I'm about to fire back at you. I've caught myself within the past couple of weeks. That's why I got rid of it. And I've had it all written down on the Facebook, and then I deleted it right away. And I just put my phone down, I threw it, and I went outside because I knew I was going to lose a friend.
Can you look at something that you don't agree with? I said it earlier, I'm going to say it again. And this is really ask yourself and possibly work on it. Can you look at something you don't agree with? Can you look at something that impacts you in a negative emotional way and be able to move past it? I don't like what I'm seeing. Oh, well, next thing. Yeah, let it go. Let it go. Because it's taking up your time. You don't like it. You're going to experience all the time, even at the grocery store, in traffic. You're going to experience things that tick you off. Yeah. And that's all inner work. That's all about how do you react to things. That's all it is. And you should be able, we're not going to talk about politics, but we know politics is a huge trigger, and
Yeah.
people they judge people on what their political view is, but that goes so much deeper. It goes so much deeper on what you believe, what's your, how you live your life. You make up those decisions. And so in order for us to all be around each other and have a good time and enjoy our lives, we have to understand that people are going to have a difference of opinion, and it might not be what we agree with, and we have to be okay with that.
Yeah. What was that drum set just now? Did you hear that?
No. I do have a drum set, but it wasn't me.
I just heard it again.
Nice.
You have a
I love
ghost in your
drums.
house.
I love drums. It's my favorite. The AC's running.
No, it would literally sounded like a snare drum. That's why you took me off guard. I'm like, you have a drum set? See, look. Carmen said it. I heard the drums.
I don't know.
Oh my God. Wait, let me see something real quick.
You say I have a ghost here. That's your paranormal talking.
Hey, well, what else? Where would a drum set come in? And then you say you have a drum set, right? And you got an earbud in, so it's picking everything up.
It's electric and it's not plugged in.
Well,
So it's definitely a ghost.
pick it up. Well, ghosts run off electricity. Anyway, that's all social media. I heard a drum set, so that's our first. We'll go back to that later when we do like a ghost hunting show. Do you remember that drum set, Monica? It's not. It's not the chair either. It wasn't the chair. The chair wouldn't sound like a snare drum.
You know how hard it is to sit this still in a chair right now? I'm like so afraid.
You started it. It would have been better if you kept the chair squeaking. It wouldn't look as bad.
But I moved up and then I sat down and then it made a sound. It all went together.
Like the whoopee cushion was back around.
I'm putting a review on Amazon about this chair and I'm letting everyone know.
I would, yeah.
It's the chair.
It comes
Be
with
careful.
an airbag in it. So
Oh my
we'll
gosh.
take from social media a little bit. Those are our point of views. I feel like we could go on this subject forever.
It was a good topic. I like it.
And I feel like kudos to the chair. She goes, I lay in bed. Well, my chair's squeaking, but it wasn't like a.
Carmen, next time I do this, I'm doing it in my bed for the both of us.
So, second topic, the male and female perspective of why it's good to have a female friend. It's always good to have a female friend. It's always good to have guy friends. But like you and I talked earlier, I'll just get right to the point. I get along better with girls. Like, I feel like I'm able to speak to them and really put my emotions out. I love my guy friends, but like, I know what their answers are. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say that it's funny that you get along better with women, and I was telling you that I get along better with men. So right. We're sitting here, we're looking for a female perspective and a male perspective. However, we're always looking for the perspective of the opposite sex. We appreciate that. So,
right, because I feel in a way, and this is just the bullhead guy or whatever I am in me. It's like, I don't really care about a guy's opinion. I care about more what a female would think. But, I also care about like what my guy friends think, because I don't want to hurt them. You know what I mean? Like, I'll always be there and I'll give you good advice. But like, if I need advice, like most of the time, all of their advice is the same. But when I speak to a woman, the perspective is always different.
Dom, who do you think is more judgmental, women or men?
Women.
That surprises me you say that.
That's why I go for it. Because you're going to get the truth answer.
that's a whole nother topic.
Well, let's stick to where we are, I guess.
Yes. Who do you think?
You have
Who do you think?
Okay, I saw you with you have questions written down.
Well, I have to keep my train of thought. So, I'm also wondering, like,
Shoot these questions.
well, it's just interesting that a man prefers the perspective of somebody who he thinks is more judgmental.
Mhm.
Where, to go back to everything that I think about, you can't concern yourself with what other people think about you or how they judge you. So let's put that out there. But
Sure.
I actually prefer to hang out with men because I feel like they are less judgmental. So I can be more myself and I don't have to work. I can sit in the squeaky chair and have a good time with it. Whereas a girl might be like, oh my God. And then they're going to go back and tell 10 of their friends. And then I'm the girl that sat in the squeaky chair.
You made me laugh, and I laughed like a little kid. And then Tom said, "Monica farted."
Yeah, that
What
didn't
else?
happen.
Darren Bust, there's another BB3 family coming in to say hello. Darren,
Thank you for showing up. Thank you for hanging out.
yeah. We'll all do a show together. We're gonna do the porch again soon. Hey, brother, I'll always put you up there. Family. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, I can do it. I know how to do it. Party.
I'm so starstruck right now.
Welcome to Dom and Tom's world.
That's right. She was actually in the chat on my live feed.
I told Dom that. Yep. I was hanging
like,
out.
this is the first time you're here. She's like, wrong. I'm like, okay, well.
I had to point that out that you were wrong.
She's like,
I'm a woman.
She didn't talk when she was there before, though. So how am I supposed to know?
I am so happy you came.
Yeah. No, I didn't. Listen.
I saw it. Lori. And then there's 3. What's up, Lori?
But Lori's another one that's on my my live chat a lot. She actually owns Tom's World Gear.
Lori is
2 pieces.
Did you say Tom's World Beer?
Gear?
Oh,
Yeah, like this.
Lori is an OG here.
Yeah.
Respect.
I'm gonna get me some gear.
So what'd you think
Cool.
of the topics? I know you can't be long, but all right, maybe
I only popped in for a few minutes. I was parked at the time, and then I had to start driving, so
yeah.
I turned it off. And thankfully, I did because there was a lot of idiots over at the mall. But oh my God!
So you went to the mall? Those still exist, huh?
Well, there is a mall there. I didn't go into the mall. I went on the mall property because there's a beer distributor there.
No.
So
You see how the internet and social media works? Amazon. I like going to the mall.
yeah.
I like picking out what I'm going to buy. I like my wallet's like pulsating in my pocket. Like, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm doing it.
There was something pulsating in your pocket?
Well, cam girls have those things.
She has cool tats, Darren said.
Oh, thank
I'm
you.
glad that there was no typo there. I mean, the A is far from the I, but it could happen.
And it could all be true. You never know.
Hey, we'll never know unless you have an OnlyFans. Then you can promote that.
We're speaking of male and
I'll
female.
put the link down below. Just
Okay,
kidding.
there you go.
The all my links, as I see.
Oh yeah, they have a lot of those.
That's why she's here, brother.
Yeah.
He said you have a great personality.
Well,
Our show
thank
is,
you.
Called Being
But
Monica.
Dom and Tom, you guys suck.
Thanks.
It's Dom, Tom, and Mon. Hey.
Right.
Wow.
And we all have O and M.
You could actually be Nam
Nom.
with the M because I'm looking at the M. I'm rearranging your name. Dom, Tom, and Nam.
Well, yeah.
I'm not sure about that.
No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Nah, well, you tried.
Well, that was my perspective.
And They're very unique perspectives are. So thank you for sharing.
What do you feel about the male and female perspective, Tom? Do you get better? You get along better with women or men?
Always had many women friends. Always. Where do you think I learned how to talk so much?
That's what I mean.
You know?
See, I'm not okay. So you may not get that from here, but I am not a talker. I am more of, I like to take things in what's going on around me and kind of just hang out.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I always had a lot of guy friends too, but it was always more women than guys.
Yeah, same here.
Like, you know, I could. There were some women that I could be a guy with, you know, like how me and him hang out and I fart on the live feeds and stuff like that. And, you know.
Am I ever gonna live it down?
No,
it's
well,
okay.
listen,
I did it for real. I don't.
I did it for real.
It was within like 10 seconds of the show. It's like.
I've done it for real on quite a bit. Like when I play games with my friends, even if we're on a live, I don't care. If it's got to happen, it's got to happen. I ain't going to hold it in. Yeah. I have diverticulosis. I ain't trying to cause a flare up.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like whatever works?
Yeah.
There's only one person I forego and hold it in for. And her birthday was last night.
Oh, happy birthday.
My beautiful redheaded goddess. So, you know.
Do you think there's something about that's a good question? Farting in front of your person. I don't do it. I won't.
I mean, I know it's happened at night when we're sleeping. And I actually have both sometimes, but more me. And I do have like a vague recollection in the middle of the night being woken up by ew. So, you know, not like I woke up and put the covers over her head or anything.
That's like, don't do that.
No, that's
wrong.
I've done it.
That's a pretty good. It's a pretty good topic. Next show, farting.
Okay, write that down.
Me, I don't fart.
You know what? Actually.
Oh, you got the clip?
No, there's. Oh
yeah, we got the sound effects.
If you want, I can move. I'm like, really, I need to switch positions.
So, one of the last wrap-up topics, because we're coming into the 40-minute marker. Usually, I do 45 minutes here. So, Tom, you could be a part of this.
Can I?
Yeah, we did the social media. We did the male-female perspective. So, with that, I'm going to just say the word nostalgia. This subject.
So there was no more. He was just saying a word.
I gave it a second to process the thought. What do you miss most about things, and wish you could go back to?
Social media wise, or just in general?
In general. This is all.
Well, no question. I would love to go back to when Tommy was little. I mean, now he's like, you know. He's an adult. He's a full-fledged adult, has been for some time. And I would love to go back to when he was like 2, 3, running around in the playgrounds with him and stuff like that. And I mean, we had a great time.
Yeah.
Always. I was the fun parent. So, you know.
Dads are always the fun parent.
I never had to yell at him. I never had to reprimand him.
My mom,
on the other hand,
fun parent. My dad's cool. But my mom was always the fun parent.
I did more with my mom growing up than I did with my dad. I mean, I did stuff with dad too, but I can remember having, you know, catch with baseball and stuff like that.
I was never good at baseball. I was just good at fighting.
No, I wasn't either, but I'd throw the ball around, you know. So I wasn't good at football either.
Nostalgia. What does that mean to you? And what do you miss most? I think she might be frozen.
No, I don't.
Holy shit.
You know, at first I thought it, and then
I can't. I didn't hear you say my name. I'm sorry. I'm just trying not to move.
You are the best mannequin ever. Like, now, if you hear a squeak, you know it's not.
So, I'm so glad I'm here for your entertainment. Literally,
entertained by everybody.
That's good. So I am a huge 80s fan.
Oh.
A life goal for me is to have either my whole thigh or my whole arm tattooed with 80s nostalgia.
Yeah.
That's as far as it goes. I told you that I don't have a very good memory, so I can't look back on a lot of things and be like, oh, those were the days. It's just not there for me. And I am more of a person that I'm looking forward to the future. I'm in the best part of my life right now, loving it, living it to the fullest, and I feel like I have so much to look forward to. So I love the 80s. I love 80s music. I love 80s entertainment. I love 80s style. But that's as far as it goes.
In my head, you were talking about 80s and you go, those were the days. So then in my head, it was, boy, the way Glenn Miller played. Songs that made the hit parade. Like, the whole All in the Family thing.
I have a family cousin who did a spot on there. He was a guest appearance.
Cool.
On the original show, yeah.
Hmm?
They did do a remake.
Get him on as a guest to talk about the show.
Yeah, he was like only on there for one time. He just
Still, he got to meet Archie Bunker, man.
Yeah, you never know.
Carol
We had
O'Connor.
Barry Sanders on. He was part of like Miami Vice. We got to hear all about Miami Vice, talking about the 80s.
Yeah,
You know?
he was on there a few times, right?
Yeah. Things I miss too. It's like I miss the old school thinking about Halloween.
Anderson,
Like-
not Sanders.
It's Barry.
Barry Sanders, no.
Barry. It's Barry. Maybe I did get the wrong last name.
Okay.
My bad. You were on Miami Vice. You're still my brother. I miss
We know
the
you
old
didn't
school,
come.
like Halloween, like going back then, like, seeing all the real decorations, like, all the homies and everything out trick or treating. Those are the things I do miss about nostalgia. Like,
God.
I miss like the old school, the smell. I miss the smell of the night before Thanksgiving. You don't really like a lot of people. I don't know if a lot of people do that anymore. Or at least I haven't. But like I used to watch. I don't know if it was on Nickelodeon, but they used to do all like the Shaq had a show talking about sports, and then they did like the holiday shows, things like that. Like I feel like those are the things I miss most about like nostalgia. Like picking the phone up, you hear it ring, and then you don't want bill collector's call, and you take it off the hook for hours. You know what I mean? Like beeping.
Yeah, you have to
I don't know.
pass that thing.
I think I just missed the 90s, man. Like I feel like
90s were all right.
yeah.
80s were better.
I didn't see much of the 80s. I was born in 85, but
I was born in 75, so I remember the 80s quite well.
let's see what Laura. I miss the freedom to outside without all the crazy. Yeah, really though, right?
What's the crazy though? What's the crazy?
I watched a video that talks about this whole theory about that something happened in I think it was 85 or 87 that and this is the whole reason why like 80s nostalgia has like been on the surge, even with people who weren't around during that time. They said that something happened during that time where the world actually ended and had to
Heard about
reboot.
that.
And that's why it sticks out to so many people, because it's even for people that were born afterwards, it's inbred in them now in their DNA that they have this connection with it. And that's why a lot of us that were around back then have the Mandela effect thing going on with a lot of the stuff.
Man.
Bernstein, Bears, like all that stuff. And at first I was like, oh, this is a bunch of bullshit. I ain't watching, but I watched the whole damn thing. I just couldn't stop. I'm like, oh my God, what if?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why everything felt different after that.
Yeah.
Right.
What if we went to sleep and then we just woke up to a different world?
Yeah. Like the world blew up and then reboot itself and we're back.
Me and my friends actually just this past week, we had a whole week of 80s trivia. We were doing scrambling words and we were filling in the blank and we were talking about 80s toys. And I literally sat there for a second in my mind and I was thinking, I feel so sorry for anybody, the children now, who didn't get to experience the 80s, because it was just, I feel like all was good in the world at that time.
Well, we got to experience it all. Think about that. Like there was a last time for everything. Like think about the video stores. Like we had to go to like a Friday night video store, the toy,
Blockbuster.
all that. Yo, there was no such thing as like download a song or buy it here.
Yeah.
We had to go to like the mall to go get the cassette tape or the CD in time. You know, like
you guys didn't get the excitement that we did, even though you had Saturday morning cartoons in the
Right.
90s. It wasn't the same as in the 80s. Like when Saturday morning, man, my big ass bowl of Captain Crunch, I'm just sitting there. Nobody's awake yet. I don't care. I'm sitting
Until
there
noon. Until noon, it was happening.
Yep. And then
And it was okay. It was okay to sit in front of a TV and do that for a whole Saturday. Nobody was telling you no screen time. Nobody was telling you, you know, you were able to do that.
that's the point here. That's exactly the point, Nancy.
I want to, while we're talking about bashing technology, I really want to give props to the way that technology does make life more convenient. We really have it a lot easier, but I will always put a disclaimer that it says it's all in how you use it. It's all in how you treat it. It's all in how you take it in. But life is a lot more convenient with the technology we have today. The people back then were wishing they had what we have now, and that's why we have it.
I disagree with you on one point. You love it now until you create 80s a Terminator.
Yeah, well, the Skynet's probably already up and running.
Amazon.
But I mean,
That's because you're
with
old.
technology, though, we did get to prove our teachers wrong. Because we're like, why do we have to do long division? Why do we have to write it? Because you're not going to have a calculator with you
Oh.
everywhere you go.
family.
Guess what? We do. Compared to the computers they had back then, these are supercomputers.
Joe says that's because in the 80s, Saturday morning cartoons was literally an event. Kind of like Cartoon Network was the place for cartoons. We lost a lot after the 80s and 90s, unfortunately. Yeah, you know, my Saturday mornings were actually Fox Kids, Power Rangers.
We had it on 3, 6,
Goosebumps.
10, like all the major networks were playing.
X-Men.
And the new season, when something new would start, you're like, oh my God. Like there's something like that. There was a Pac-Man show. I couldn't wait for that to start. There was a whole show based on Nintendo stuff, and then kid video, and like, I mean, all different kinds of things that were video game related that really spoke to me at the time.
You were probably too old for this one. You were probably in like your teens, maybe going to your 20s, but like we're only like what 10 years. Like TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. We had
with Family Matters and all that.
yeah, and then
Full House, yeah.
Yep, all that.
Not many people realize Family Matters was actually a spinoff from
Of,
Perfect Strangers.
oh, really? Of Perfect
Yeah.
Strangers?
Yep, because Carl and I forget the wife's name. They worked in the newspaper building that Balky and
Balky.
Larry eventually.
Oh, wow.
She
Do
was
you
the
have a
elevator
ton of that?
person.
Do you have a ton of that knowledge up there?
I am a veritable database of useless knowledge.
Wow, that's-
and most of it's 80s related
Impressive.
and 90s.
Did you guys like, I don't know about Dom, but did you like Fraggle Rock?
Loved it.
Ding, ding,
Loved it.
ding,
I used to watch it
ding,
at my
ding,
grandma's
ding.
house up in New Jersey.
Ooh,
I was-
Swaggle!
I was talking to my friend. I remember it being on HBO, and I don't know if we always had HBO, but you had to have HBO. And I remember the HBO, the da-na-na-na-na-na, and you see the HBO coming up, and you're like, yeah, I've got this. I can watch Fraggle Rock this week. Yes.
It was awesome. I had HBO for different reasons too, but it was like real scrambly.
Oh, well, that was Skinamax. That was different.
But no, I think
Nostalgia.
Where you just keep hitting the button. So that
I
you
like
can see it.
this comment. I keep going back to this comment. Old TV forever. You know,
Yeah.
it's the truth. I even go back like last night. What the hell did I watch? Are You Afraid of the Dark? I watched them, and then Erie, Indiana. You know, things like that. Like today, I started my day. I'm like, what am I going to do this morning? Right? You know, I watched The Gate, and then I went to work for a little while, and that was it. That was it.
The 80s was filled with horrible TV shows, but the one thing they had, they were all original. They weren't trying to redo something or copy something or like to take the Small Wonder. It was a horrible show, but I watched it all the time with Vicky the robot, and
But,
you know,
yeah. And the Wonder Years, man. Like that was like
I
the Wonder Years for
friggin'
me.
love the Wonder Years.
Oh
man.
my God, the last show, it was like I still go back and watch that last show, and I'm like,
I
I'm
won't
still
watch
sad.
the reboot. I won't watch
No,
the remake.
me either. And it's not for anything other than the fact
No.
that it's not the Wonder Years.
Yeah, no, it's
Have you
Make a new
noticed
show.
that Fred Savage does not age?
Well,
Yeah.
he did up to a certain point, and then he stopped.
Yeah,
Like,
I
he
think
doesn't
he
look like-
got taller and his hairline got a little bit
Yeah,
farther.
he doesn't
But
look like Kevin Arnold anymore. But like, but he.
Topanga didn't age either. I don't know. Yeah, Topanga. Oof.
I know everyone liked. Was it Topanga or was that?
Either the Pink Ranger or Topanga. That was the 90s thing.
Oh, Kim, the Pink Ranger.
Yeah.
She posed in Playboy.
Did she?
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
As did my lifetime celebrity woman, Drew Barrymore.
So,
It came out right after her 18th birthday, and I was at that newsstand waiting in the morning. I'm like, I am finally gonna get to see her boobs. I am finally gonna do it.
it's funny you say this because I just recently bought a 1970s Playboy for the color and the nostalgia of it because it was all class. And
Yes,
told you I
it
got all
was. It was definitely for the nostalgia.
I got all those sitting in the basement.
yeah, 1970s gonna. But I'm telling you, like when it comes to
They
Playboy,
needed
now,
lawnmowers back then, you know.
isn't Playboy like long gone now? Like it doesn't even exist, right?
I got that, Tom.
What?
We're
I was
talking
thinking
about
that when you
Playboy.
said 70s.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah,
long-
and then I said they need lawnmowers back
yeah,
then. you
yeah,
know,
yeah. I
They were
yeah.
a little more European.
I am not.
But they were a classy magazine, weren't they? Now that
Yes.
you think,
Yes, all pornographic magazines were classy in the 70s and 80s.
well,
Not
I
really,
think
but-
Playboy in general was.
Yes.
So he's hitting on my end right now. So I was
Whoa.
watching Beavis and Butthead is my favorite
Tom.
Oh, yeah.
recently, and then when it comes, remember Singled Out with Jenny McCarthy and Carmen Electra. Those are the things. Beavis and Butthead, I noticed something. When it comes to the music videos, they would watch music was actually original then. Like I noticed female singers all seem to have a unique style, but maybe it's just me or around the 2000s, female singers all became the same, like Britney clones or something blonde
Well,
hair,
guys too.
all aggressive, choreographed, and sheet. No, you know, I feel like you're never gonna take away from somebody like Madonna. I'm gonna be like Madonna's one of my favorite.
Thank you for bringing up Madonna.
Yeah,
Correction, young Madonna will say.
original Madonna.
Old
Original
Madonna is not.
like you never there's no Lady Gaga as great as Lady Gaga sings. There is nobody better than Madonna. Not just her voice, her sexuality, her style, her fashion, the way
I
she
like her
presented
better in the
herself.
80s.
She was a woman straight up. Like
Question.
what?
I asked this of many people.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moon? Like, no, sorry.
My other
Batman
question.
reference.
Dick Tracy era.
Madonna or Michael Jackson?
Madonna, by far.
Well, wait. What are they doing? Because that matters. I mean, are we
They're
talking-
entertainment. They're entertainment.
I would,
And if I were to
I
go
would give up
beyond
Madonna
you,
to have Michael back. I think.
yeah, I mean, if I were to go beyond you and pick somebody different, it'd be Prince.
Ooh.
I mean, Prince was cool, but well, much like with Michael, he was getting a little weird as time went on. Like, I mean, not bad weird, but like just kind of like different.
There is no song better in my mind. I would die for you.
Yeah, that's back when he was.
That's
in his
my
prime.
favorite Prince song.
Me too. You can't beat that song.
The entire soundtrack for Purple
Oh.
Rain.
I mean, let's see. He goes, I mean, Michael Jackson was a showman for sure. Listen, I don't hate on Michael. I hate the song Thriller. Don't ever play that in front of me. But Michael had some good hits.
I like
Madonna
watching the
had some
making.
things that, like, you listen to Madonna and you feel it, like just like a prayer. Oh my God! I put that bitch on in my car, and I just
And the breakdown.
yeah.
And you just, like, let's do it right. No, I'm just kidding.
That's what I'm saying. No, it's the truth. It's like boom.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. It's-
I just so you know something about me, I wish that real life included flash dances, flash mobs all the time. Like, why isn't
Whoa.
that our life?
Flash dances. That's.
when, so it was
Flash
only-
mob.
I wish they
Flash
included it
mobs.
too.
accomplished. It was only a few years ago.
Another
too.
good 80s movie.
I actually never watched that one.
It's pretty good.
I never was interested in it.
It's about
Like
a
the
That's
Breakfast
okay.
Club is my favorite. The 80s. I love the Breakfast Club just because of the last line. Love it. But
You're a neo maxi zoom dweeby. You are a parent's wet dream.
That too.
There's all kinds of quotes that come from that movie. I still want to know the end of that joke though. That Bender was telling, and then he fell through there's no end to that joke, and you can't find it anywhere online. I looked.
You Googled it?
movie they made was
Extensively.
St. Elmo's Fire. That movie was the most. I think it was terrible. I can't tell you to this day what it's about.
Yeah, no, I don't like the Brat Pack movies per se, but I did like Breakfast Club.
Now,
Not really into Andrew McCarthy either when it comes to 80s movies. I mean, Weekend at Bernie's was cool.
I always had a little bit of a crush on him.
I want
a lot of
I
girls.
want to talk about the song real quick because it took me it was like 10 years ago when I finally looked at the song because I listened to it forever and I loved it. And Little Red Corvette.
Mm.
And I'm like, holy shit. This song is dirty as all can be.
Not as much as that Nicki song, though.
Oh, I don't listen to that shit.
Knew a girl named Nicki. You could
Yeah.
think she was a sex queen.
Oh, I thought
Did you
were
see?
talking about-
Did you watch Purple Rain?
Yes, loved it.
Okay.
I watched it when I was a kid, and I was like, "Oh, boobies!"
I actually had the motorcycle scene on my MySpace because of the way he rode down that alley and that bitch is bouncing. I was like, damn, that's pretty cool, man.
You know what's great when you talk about MySpace with anybody, you know, no matter how far apart you are, even if you're in different countries, you had a friend in common.
Tom.
Yes,
Yeah. And that's
I unfriended him on there, of course, but yeah.
I didn't. I
I'm
kept
a rebel.
Tom on there. That
I'm
poor
like, no,
bastard.
you ain't seeing my shit. Get
What
out.
does he look like nowadays?
I don't know.
Was he real
They killed him off.
or was he AI?
Mark Zuckerberg came around. He's
Terminator.
Guess what, man? There's a new sheriff in town.
So wow, we have a lot in common. Yeah. That's crazy, man. Like the music. You can't beat 80s music.
No, and I love my hair bands. You know that. My
Yeah.
hair band music is
Scorpions.
Mecca. Yep.
Yo, the music video Take On Me was one of the best.
Aha.
Yeah.
Aha.
Mhm.
I'm gonna move.
Yeah, but they've been playing that a lot.
Oh, he had to move because she had to let one go.
Uh-huh.
Stop. That's not it at all. I don't do that. I am a fan. When you're speaking of of hair bands, I love Heart.
Heart's great.
I've seen
But
Heart
they're
in
not a
concert.
hair band. They're not a hair band.
They had hair. They had a lot of hair.
I mean, if
They had
that's
a
the
lot
case,
of Aquanet hair.
if that's the case, then Coolio is a hair band because he's got hair too, and he's all
No. Tom, look back at Heart's.
They're rock.
I
They're-
do recommend you doing something.
Okay,
They're
I
rock.
didn't know there was a difference between hair bands and
Oh,
rock.
yeah.
There's a big dip. Yeah,
hair
there's-
bands like Motley Crue, Poison, Warrant.
But you want to call them? You want to classify them as rock?
No, they are a rock, but it's hair band rock. So
Okay.
it's different. It's like the kind of like the Bad Boys. And, you know, Skid Row was even a hair band.
Heaven isn't too far away. Yeah.
It's a shame Janie Lane had to die.
Now, to talk about Heart. I love Howard Stern. I listen to Howard Stern pretty much every time I get a chance.
use
I have
that
him on XM all the time. He recently just had Heart on, and it's a
Oh, really?
fantastic
Oh, yeah.
interview.
They've been touring. Like I saw what's her name up there on the stage in a wheelchair singing.
They actually are touring. That's why she was on, and they go into everything. And they actually play a little live set on. It's
She sounds
fantastic.
She sounds absolutely fabulous.
She needs nothing but her voice. Her
Yeah.
voice was amazing. Like
The only other one I say
Can't
with
beat
that,
it.
Stevie Nicks. You can't beat Stevie Nicks either.
her raspiness is so like on point. I love it.
There is a chick. Let me see if I can find her name. A young girl who sings a lot of different songs, and she could do dead on like Barracuda and stuff like. I mean,
Wow.
literally dead on.
Yeah,
I would
Howard
love
Stern
to see
is a different animal. Yeah, I agree with you. I still have that. You could do Howard 100, Howard 101. So when the shit starts getting annoying, I go back to the 90s Howard Stern.
Mariah
Howard
Formica.
Stern literally, I'm going to be real here. Howard Stern started all this shit, what we're all doing. Like, for real. Like, everything that we get away with, he already did. And he had to catch shit for it. So, all his views and all that shit, I love Howard Stern, bro. Like, when I don't like it, I just turn it off. But I still laugh about shit. There's still on there and talking dirty ass shit.
He would say whatever came to his mind. He didn't care.
Yep.
Yeah, well, at one time, but he's become quite, I think.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at.
I don't like him now. He's not the same person.
Well, that's what I mean. When you don't like it, you go to his next channel, which was back in the 90s.
Yeah, back in the late 80s, early 90s, when he was having the duel with the Philly zookeeper, which was John DeBella.
Yeah.
And he had a funeral for him too when he buried him in the ratings. He sure did. He had a fake.
Yeah,
it was great.
You called it right there.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened, and that's what happens to a lot of celebrities. And then I don't like them anymore.
But
I don't care which side they're promoting. If you're a DJ, be a DJ. Don't be a politician.
He's still one of the best interviewers ever, because he recently just had, and this is out of the 80s, but out of the 90s even, he recently just had John Cena on, and John Cena is one of the best speaking, I think, role models as far as that you could have as far as an entertainer. This guy really, really he's just on point, and Howard Stern brought the best out of him, and it's great. It'll make you want to like change your life. Anyway, I don't want to like plug anyone else's stuff, but like this guy just knows how to do it.
Did you ever see the guy that does like the dead-on impression of Howard Stern? He's a young guy.
No,
he does a lot of impressions, but Howard Stern, I mean, nobody's ever got that.
Look this up. The guitarist for Lenny Kravitz is identical looking to Howard Stern. Identical. And this was brought up in topic too, and Howard just didn't want to hear it no more. It's kind of funny here. Where do you see? Can you pull it up on screen too?
Yeah, if I can. Oh, yeah. I guess I see it. Let me open up the image in a new tab. I gotta make it bigger too. All right.
We are now 1 hour into the show. Pretty good, guys. You did it, Monica.
You did it.
See that?
We all did it. Go team.
That's the look-alike to Howard Stern.
Yeah. His hair was definitely iconic.
Yeah, and he still got it. And what's crazy is that Howard is actually now playing guitar. That is nuts, isn't it, Joe? Who is this? Oh, this is the impressionist.
He looks a little bit like Slash there.
Well, it's a wig.
Oh.
Yep.
But
hey now. All right. So, Robin, you guys hear about this kid? He does an impression of me, and it's fucking me up because every time I'm talking, I hear I sound like the guy. He does these noises. It's in my head.
I'm listening to a tape of this kid.
Oh, we're gonna get shut down on that one. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, you can't, because I'm gonna do Spreaker. Take that off. We're actually pausing here. We're actually gonna get hit on that one with Howard talking. No, it was too close.
Nah. That clip that followed was just him talking about that guy.
Yeah. But I do like Howard. I loved his movie too because I had a crush on Jenna.
The lady that played his wife.
No, Jenna Jameson. Which I finally got to meet.
You met Jenna Jameson?
Yep. She doesn't look the same anymore, but it's still, at least you got to meet her.
Can you put the picture up, Tom? Do you have the picture?
I'm sure you posted it on BB3.
Let me just send it to you real quick so she can see.
He has it ready to go.
Happen to have it handy.
Handy.
Let me, I got to crop it real quick, though.
I wonder why.
Well, you know why. Let me, give me 1 second. I get it to you right now. I'll crop it. Okay. Shit. I don't
I
work
don't-
this fast like that anymore. What the hell happened to
No,
me?
see,
That's what age does to you.
I know I'm like 40 now.
Yeah.
God, that's so old, man.
There we go.
I know. I don't know what you're gonna do now except sit in your chair and crochet.
And fart all day, right?
Right.
All right, Tom, you got it right now.
All right, I see it. Got it. Come
She
back
was.
here.
I bought her she didn't drink it because I didn't know she was recovering from alcohol. But I bought her a drink, and so it was really cool. But now she's drinking again. Yeah, she was awesome.
I don't think I can make.
I had a pretty good conversation with her.
Tom, can you make it
No.
bigger?
Yeah, hang on.
Mind the bottom though, Tom. Whatever's on the bottom.
Yeah, I know. It's just pictures we sent back and forth.
Yeah.
There's no penis pictures in there.
Yeah. That. But yeah, she was super cool. Super nice, super cool, and just honestly, like, I'll just say it, still sexy. I mean, even in age, she was just sexy.
What is sexy?
My God,
Oh goodness.
stop.
What's your idea of sexy?
That's her ex right over there. She's a really big TikToker. But now they're not together now. But yeah, that's
You could definitely see the work done. That's
yeah. But no, she was nice.
She should have just aged the way she was. She would have been better looking, I think,
Well, with all the work.
without the work.
Oh yeah.
Just aged naturally, she would have looked better, I think.
Yeah.
Because
it
she was. I mean, she was nice looking, you know.
I wanted to always wanted to meet her, and when I finally saw that she was going to be here, I'm like, we're going. Why are we going? Jen is there, but we also saw the good stuff too. But like, yeah.
You're not answering my question.
What was your question? I didn't even hear it.
It's to both of you. We're trying to get a male and a female perspective. What is sexy to you?
Oh, I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. I was
I
busy
didn't either.
doing stuff.
What is sexy?
Well, I've always thought red hair was so. You know, we have where I am today. I don't know why. It just always was.
You don't have to explain. It's what you think is sexy.
Yeah.
I think a sense of humor is super sexy.
Oh,
if
yeah.
somebody can make me laugh,
That's
You're
so
in.
cliche, though, isn't it?
What? what?
Like
What?
a woman, when a woman says, "Well, when you can make me laugh, like I'm attracted to you." I feel like that's very cliche.
No.
Yeah, but it doesn't work that way for everyone because I've made tons of people laugh in my lifetime, and man,
And not a lot of people can make me laugh. So
Sounds good. That's a good answer. It's whatever sounds good at the time. I think I'm more around that too because my personality is everywhere, and I don't like slutty women, but yet I think Jenna Jameson is beautiful. And yeah,
and you can't get much more slutty than that.
that's what I mean. So it's like I think she's sexy, but like she's also not my type, but also my type. So I don't know.
But does she know it?
I don't.
Justin Timberlake.
Couldn't tell her that day, but I guess it's see, I make people laugh because I'm such an ass. I don't really know how to
You know.
Yeah, I don't know how to do jokes. It's more of my personality that makes people laugh because I'm like just being straightforward, and I guess that's funny to people.
but what do you think is sexy? What do you think about a woman is enduring that draws you in? What are those things? Tom likes red hair.
I like a woman who bows down to everything I say. Just kidding.
Oh.
Okay.
No.
Well, yeah.
No, in reality, no. I like a girl who's confident. I like a girl who knows herself. I like a girl see, beauty goes on like when I could look through you and know you're beautiful. That's what attracts me. Like when I could see your personality and I could see your thought process. As far as you're not here because you're here because you want to be. You know what I mean? Not because you want something or anything like that. You're here because you're learning and growing and getting to know my past, your past, all that. And then the other, the growing. But
Oh yeah.
We're all growing.
I guess that's what's sexy to me. Eyes in contact. Yeah, I often when I like you, I'll do the I forget what the hell it's called. I'll look from eye, mouth, eye, and that's when I'm like really getting to know you. And but yeah, no, it's like one of those things. I don't know. It's tough.
That's a trick question.
Yeah, no, it is a trick question because like you don't really know. I guess it's just the aura that you get from that person when
I know you guys say it's cliche, but I definitely have to laughing and having fun, and also you have to also laugh at my jokes. Then we're good. That's when we start vibing.
I thought we were just talking physical, not overall.
And see,
I mean, overall,
it's okay if you're shallow, Tom.
I'm not.
We love you anyways. It's all.
Listen, this is a romantic thing that I'm in, like that stretches from back when I was 16 years old with this.
Aw, that's
the
nice.
The moment I saw her, I almost fell in love right then, but I thought she was out of my league, so I never acted.
Oh, that's something to think about right there.
What? Curiosity? Inquisitive. So this is what Joe.
No, he thought somebody was out of his league.
Yeah, I didn't have much confidence, and I was very shy.
If I could go back to high school, the way my personality is now, I'd have every girlfriend that I wanted. I could name every one of their names that I had a crush on because I was shy, but I was not on the football team. I was not part of like school activities. I was part of my own world in martial arts. You know, I had my own thing going. But I remember girls, I'm like, man, I'm going to go talk to her tomorrow. I'm going to go talk to her tomorrow. And like, I had confidence to kick you in the face, but I didn't have confidence to go give her my number. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have confidence. Have confidence, everyone out there. Have confidence.
Right.
What's the worst can happen? They say no. Then you move on with your life, but at least you know.
But
I
now,
was a shy guy with really long, wavy.
I'll go out of my way to like literally let you know how I feel about you, bad or good. Like literally, I'm not shy. You know what I mean? So
bad or good, huh? You are going to go out of your way to let people know.
Yeah. But that's just how it is. I mean, you asked what sexy is, and that's what sexy is through my eyes. But I guess everyone has like, other people would say like, you could look at a girl, I guess you would look at the more sexual aspect of things. Like, yeah, she's sexy because like you want to only do one thing, but I don't look that way. I look a little, don't think I don't look at the menu, but I don't eat from it. You know what I mean?
Really off topic, just in case you're wondering why I'm making the faces.
You're looking
at now realizing that all my facial hair here is gray, but the rest of it is not.
That's the look. Good for you.
I don't want that.
Yes, you do. I'd
rather it all be the same.
Just for men.
I look like Wolfman Jack. What the hell?
And speaking of physical appearances, if I was to take a physical attribute about people, you were talking about the eye thing. I always look at people's eyes.
Me too. Yeah. I
think that the eyes are, what is it? It's something into the soul.
Windows into the soul.
Yes.
So I always stare into eyes, but when I do look away, it's not because I'm not confident. It's because my brain is running fast. So I'm thinking as I speak to you. So if I look away, I'm thinking.
I always think better when I look away, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's not like I'm not confident. So like a lot of people say, well, the confidence is not there when you're not staring dead in the eyes. Well, you're really going to hear what you need to hear, when you let me think and let me speak. You know what I mean? Like, if you ask me a question, I'm just staring at it. Like, is the sky blue? Like, what do you think of the sky? Yeah, the sky is blue and it's just there. But if I say, yeah, the sky is blue and, it has this feel to it, you're letting me wander a little bit as I stare. That's just how I do shit.
Tom's wandering right now.
Yeah. Wandering around a park.
Not anymore. I did that all. Well, no, I didn't do that all day. I spent all day in a pool cleaning it.
That sucks.
Draining the pool and clearing out all the goose poop and leaves, and yeah, it was just fun.
The goose.
What's the climate where you're at right now?
Well, today is actually pretty warm. I think it got up to 80 today, which is weird.
Nice.
I'm in
That's
Philly,
good.
so it's the land of where you can experience every season in a week.
Joe, Monica, what is it here?
What?
What is it here right now? I'm looking.
We had
24 where I
Yeah.
sit.
beautiful. It's just beautiful. It was supposed to rain, but the sun is still shining.
Well, all the bugs came out today, though, like all the gnats and everything. They just came back to life, and they were hovering around me the entire time I'm in the school. I think they like the sunscreen I had on or something. I don't know.
Don't forget to wear your sunscreen.
I do. Well, I have to now. I still haven't got to the dermatologist. I have this thing that needs to be looked at. I have a dark spot over here that needs to be looked at.
It's one of my
I went and I get there and they tell me, now I talked to the woman on the phone. I gave her my insurance and the insurance numbers. And when I get there, I'm filling out the paperwork. Oh, well, we don't take your insurance.
cold and rain. Now, let me remember. Tell me if I'm wrong here. Are you Wisconsin? I think Lori was Wisconsin, right?
Nagi.
Maybe. I don't know. But Wisconsin sounds cold and rainy anyway, if you're not from there.
Well,
Yes, see, I remember.
Wisconsin. They like cheese.
I knew you were going to say that. And the Packers. Nobody likes the Packers.
no, only cool people like the Eagles, man.
That's right. We won this year.
Mhm.
I got to show you my new shirt. Oh, yeah. Well, I heard about that, too. That was her when we first started talking to get her on BB3. Her first comment was, I think, a crybaby mark on my Philadelphia thing.
Well, the Bills had just lost.
It's hard.
And you posted something about the Eagles, and I was just like,
Yeah, she's a Dustin fan. Buffalo Bill.
Mm.
go Joshy. I'm a Josh Allen fan. That's what I am.
She's a Viking fan. Okay, I respect that. Minnesota,
At least they have a cool color, purple.
yeah, purple's good. And you got that big drum, right?
I mean, it can't beat Kelly Green. I'm just saying.
Kelly Green's the best one. Why we wear this stupid ass color? That off green is terrible. They need to keep these.
Yeah.
This is
Kelly
why I got the
Green.
BB3 shirt, because of the Kelly Green.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, Jesus.
Well,
That snuck up just out of nowhere.
you guys want to have one more drink?
Can I think I had a package delivered. Can I go check on that real quick?
Yeah, I'm gonna just.
She's
remove
gonna
it from
look
the
at her
screen.
package.
I'll remove
I
it
have
from the screen.
Oh,
That's my favorite color. Yeah. So you should be an Eagles fan. Oh, or purple.
I think she means purple.
Yeah,
That is my favorite color too. But always
I'm
has
just gonna
been.
grab a quick beer real quick.
All right.
Hold it down, Tom.
Well, hey, everybody, what's going on? Remember me? No, actually, some of you just saw me the other night. We were playing golf.
You still doing that golf shit?
Well, we just did it for the first time in like a long time. Joe hasn't been able to play. He had a stroke. And
Get
wasn't
out of
able-
here, really?
Yeah, he wasn't able to really move his right arm and hand, but through therapy he's gotten it back enough that he can play again. So that's why we celebrated by playing. I didn't know he was going live, but all of a sudden I said, "Are you live?" He's like, "Yep, on BB3 on here." I'm like, "Oh my god!"
He was in here tonight.
I was in rare form that night.
Yeah, you were in rare form the other night too.
Yeah, well, that's gone. No, there's no proof of it.
You took that down?
The one that we did, yeah,
Probably a smart move.
the one where I started off, it was only going to be a half hour long.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I don't know. Well, how'd you bring her back in?
I can do that.
That's right.
Hi there.
What are we doing here? We're gonna do a cheers.
Yeah, let me. What were you just talking about? What did you take down? What was Tom embarrassed about?
A
What happened?
video, a video that I.
You should know you never send videos.
No,
Well,
that
it
what
was
you're
a
talking
live
about?
feed. It was
Oh,
live feed on BB3.
it was
It
live.
started off. The name of the show was Half Drunk Tom Reacts.
Yeah.
It was only supposed to be a half hour. It went an hour and a half. So I was beyond the half point.
And I actually just had to leave because I'm like, I ain't gonna sit here and argue all night.
I don't
Yeah.
even remember what was. I didn't watch it. I know what I saw. I know what I remembered, and I just said, you know what? delete it off YouTube.
Yeah, that
delete
was
it off
good.
Facebook.
I was going to, but
I don't need my subscribers finding such things.
Such filth. Are we gonna cheers? Are our
Yeah.
drinks ready?
Oh, mine. Well,
We're
I
going
still
to
got some
welcome
left
you
in
back to BB3 TV, as this is technically your first show here. That's not the
Thank you.
porch and all craziness. So I say this show today was success. How do you feel about it personally?
I am so happy to be here, and I think it was a great time, and I think it was a success. I agree with you 100.
Yeah. I feel like the topic didn't. Let me go back to comments here because I got the other song.
I think a great topic, just to give you props, talking about social media. We're on social media. We're using social media. We necessarily shouldn't bash it. What are you talking about?
It's not you.
It's
me.
That's what
Yes,
No,
I know.
it was
I've heard that one before, Tom.
It was a comment. It was
it's
a
a
comment.
comment. That's our buddies, man.
I just immature, perverted
This
little
is-
boy humor.
Share with the group.
This is
He
part
did.
of the reason I keep
Oh, I
doing
didn't
this
see
and keep going on, because not to just gain more people, but because I love these people. You know what I mean? Like, these
Yeah.
people have been here since day one. Like, that's all family. So I get to hang. This is the part of social media that I absolutely enjoy.
Yes. Focus on what you appreciate.
And fuck everybody else. Just kidding.
It
Wow.
doesn't have to be a part of your experience.
That was actually one of the first curse words we did, but we are parental advisory. So,
I might have said shit. I don't know.
yeah, wait, it just comes out here and there. Well, as we end this, we're going to end it as we normally do. We're going to talk about where to find us. This is how I like to end shows. So I'm actually going to start with ladies first.
So I am primarily YouTube. I am being Monica. I am not Monica Geller from Friends. I am being Monica. You can find me on YouTube, and I do have a Facebook page. Please friend request me or follow me. I appreciate that. And subscribe. I appreciate that. I have videos coming out all the time, and the videos are focused on making you feel good. I want to help you with your mindset so that you can enjoy your life. That's all I want to do. I want to help you enjoy your life because that's what you're here to do.
Oh, it's me.
Hi there.
How you doing?
Hey.
Where you can find me, obviously, you can find me here on BB3 TV, various shows here and there. But you can also find me on YouTube as well. BB3 is on YouTube as well, so you can check that out. Make sure you subscribe to that and stuff. But my channel is This Is Tom's World, so youtube.com/This Is Tom's World. I adventure, I explore, I go through history, hidden history, all kinds of stuff. Go check it out. It's fun. And it's very family oriented, PG, not the BB3 Tom. Different guy there. So go check that out.
We like all of the Toms.
That's right.
As for me, I always say you can only find me here. And yes, you can only find me here at BB3 TV. However, though, I thought of something last night. I thought about what can we do more. And I'm about to start writing my third book, my last book.
I'm going to call it 4.
Yeah, we're going to, yeah.
Irony.
It will be 3. The second books the 2 other books I'm going to put up for advertisement. Also, I'm going to start a poetry show here as well, too, so people could start enjoying live poetry. We will be doing the concerts here. So to find me, I want you to always find me here, and I want you to bring your content here, and I will help you any way I can. But you can only find me on BB3 TV with my family here. So,
We are family. Yeah, I got all my brothers with me and my sisters somewhere.
and sisters. So, I'm going to bring us down.
Yeah, listen, ditch that TV, ditch that sound. BB3 TV, we underground. The only network touching your soul. Back in the streets, we on a roll. Forget the airwaves, crept in the studio, broadcasting live. That's how we do, yo. We the raw, uncut, no need to censor. Changing the game.